This is Shane from Pacific ID. Today I'm going to discuss what laser settings I normally adjust to try to get the best possible mark on the materials that I'm using. So first you'll notice on the screen that I have Pacific ID highlighted. I could make specific laser marking settings for Pacific ID and have a separate set of laser marking settings for the barcode. But what I'm looking to do today is make a general, overall, global change to my laser marking settings. So what I will do is I'll just click in the unused portion of this layer, and then on the right you're going to see that laser pops up on the side here, or it appears. And the two settings that I'm going to discuss today are power, which you can see right now is set at 80%, and scan speed, which I have previously set to 1,000 millimeters per second. So the first thing I normally do is I set the power to 80%. That's my standard. It gives me a baseline of a place to start. I'll make my first mark and see if it looks good, or if it looks like I may need to do some adjustments. If I need to do adjustments, I normally in the beginning make some pretty big jumps. So I will go probably 20% up and down, so go up maybe to 100 and down to 60 and make two marks within those ranges just to see the differences in the particular heat setting that I get. And just to go back, what is the power setting? Basically you can figure that is the how hot that laser is going to be. If it's at 100%, it's a very hot laser. If it's at 50%, it is not as hot. It cools that laser down, so you're not going to get as much heat transferred into your material that you're marking. The next thing we're going to look at is scan speed, and that is how fast that laser dot, or that power of that laser dot, is moving across the surface of the material that you're marking. So we can start out, we can go anywhere down to like 100 millimeters per second all the way up to 5,000 millimeters per second. So what you're going to do is you're going to use this in conjunction with the power to get that best possible mark. Where I normally start with scan speed is about 1,000 millimeters per second, and I'll make bigger jumps in here when I'm doing my testing on the particular materials that I'm marking. So I may go down to 500 millimeters per second and see how that looks, and I may go up, up 500 to 1,500 millimeters per second to start the mark at that particular speed, just to see what those large jumps, how that affects the material that I'm marking. Does it look better? Does it look worse? And then once I kind of hone into those large jumps, then I can go up and down, maybe a little bit, just to see if I can fine tune it to make my mark a little bit better. One thing to make note of is if I change my scan speed, let's say I go down to 100 millimeters per second, that's going to bump up my cycle time on my laser. So if you look up on the top, there's a little clock up here that says marking time 10 seconds. If I go back down here, and I'm going to put this up to 5,000 millimeters per second. Now I've cut that down to 5.7 seconds. So you can see that it's always a balance between power and scan speed to get the cycle times that you want to get, but you also want to balance that with the mark and how nice that mark is going to look for you. So I hope this helps, and please contact Pacific ID if you have any more questions. Thank you.